The Awakening. The quantum strings dance before Dr. Sarah Chen's enhanced vision, weaving patterns that no human had ever witnessed before. She stood in the heart of Project Quantum Nexus, Earth's most advanced research facility, watching as 30 years of theoretical work finally materialized into reality. The massive chamber around her hummed with energy as hundreds of synchronized minds focused their consciousness through the facility's neural interface system. Neural synchronization at 98.9% and holding, announced Dr. James Rodriguez, his voice steady despite the historic magnitude of the moment. Quantum string visualization is stable across all participating consciousness nodes. Sarah nodded. Her own consciousness expanded through the neural network that connected the research team. They had discovered something extraordinary. Humans possessed a unique ability to perceive and manipulate quantum strings through collective consciousness. It wasn't just about observing quantum phenomena. Humanity could actually influence the fundamental building blocks of reality through focused thought. The discovery had been accidental. During a failed quantum computing experiment 3 years ago, researchers had detected unusual patterns in quantum behavior that corresponded directly to the mental states of the scientists involved. Further investigation revealed that human consciousness, when properly synchronized and amplified, could perceive and interact with quantum strings, the theoretical one-dimensional subatomic filaments that formed the basis of string theory. Beginning Phase 2 of the Consciousness Integration Test, Sarah announced, her words reaching both the physical control room and the shared mental space of the connected researchers. Initiating quantum string manipulation sequence. Through their combined consciousness, the research team could see the quantum strings responding to their directed thoughts. The strings twisted and braided in ways that defied conventional physics, creating stable patterns that should have been impossible according to traditional string theory. But humanity had discovered that consciousness itself was a fundamental force in the universe, capable of directly influencing quantum reality. Admiral Helena Cruz watched from the observation deck, her cybernetic eyes recording every detail of the experiment. As the head of the United Earth Defense Forces Advanced Research Division, she understood the military implications of their discovery. But this went far beyond weapons or defenses. Humanity was about to fundamentally change its relationship with the universe itself. Quantum string cohesion achieving critical threshold, Dr. Rodriguez reported, excitement breaking through his professional demeanor. We're seeing stable macro-scale quantum effects. The consciousness-driven manipulation is working. Before their enhanced perception, the impossible was happening. Quantum strings, normally only theoretically observable at the subatomic scale, were being woven together through the power of directed consciousness into structures visible to the naked eye. A shimmering lattice of pure quantum energy began to form in the center of the chamber, responding directly to the collective will of the research team. "My God," Helena whispered, watching the display of humanity's newfound power. "We've done it. We've actually done it." Sarah felt the triumph and awe rippling through the neural network, the emotions amplified by their shared consciousness. This was more than just a scientific breakthrough. It was the dawn of a new era for humanity. They had discovered that consciousness itself was the key to manipulating the quantum foundation of reality. Beginning Final Phase, Sarah announced, her own consciousness merging deeper with the collective network. Initiating quantum structure solidification. The shimmering lattice of quantum energy began to coalesce, forming into a solid structure that bridged the gap between quantum and macro-scale physics. It was beautiful and impossible. A physical object created entirely through the power of directed consciousness, manipulating the quantum strings of reality themselves. But as the structure stabilized, their enhanced perception detected something else, a ripple in the quantum field extending far beyond Earth. Their experiment hadn't just changed local quantum strings. It had sent a pulse of consciousness-driven energy propagating through the very fabric of space-time. "Dr. Chen," Helena's voice carried a note of concern. "Are we detecting any response to that quantum pulse?" Sarah expanded her consciousness further, scanning the quantum field that permeated space. For a moment, There was nothing but the normal background quantum fluctuations. Then she felt it. Distant patterns in the quantum strings that couldn't have been natural. Somewhere out there, someone, or something, had noticed humanity's first steps into quantum consciousness manipulation. "We're not alone," Sarah announced, her words heavy with the weight of discovery. "And I don't think we're the first species to discover this power." The quantum structure they had created pulsed with energy, its patterns shifting in response to the distant quantum signatures. Humanity had just announced its presence to whatever other consciousness-wielding entities existed in the universe. The question now was, would they find allies among the stars, or had they just attracted the attention of something far more dangerous? The revelation. 6 months after humanity's breakthrough in quantum consciousness manipulation, the Quantum Nexus facility had transformed into something unprecedented. The original research chamber now served as the core of humanity's first consciousness-powered starship, the Quantum Voyager. Its crystalline hull, grown through directed quantum string manipulation, sparkled with patterns that shifted in response to the thoughts of its neural-linked crew. Dr. Sarah Chen stood at the ship's neural interface hub. Her consciousness expanded through the vessel's quantum matrix. Around her, 20 other crew members maintained their synchronized mental state, their combined consciousness allowing the Quantum Voyager to manipulate the quantum strings that formed the fabric of space-time itself. "Quantum field stability at optimal levels," reported Captain Maya Torres, her thoughts flowing seamlessly through the ship's neural network. "All consciousness nodes are synchronized and ready for our first deep space test." The past months had revealed that humanity's quantum consciousness abilities went far beyond simple manipulation of local quantum strings. By weaving quantum patterns through consciousness, they could create stable wormholes in space-time, theoretical passages that had eluded conventional physics for centuries. Admiral Helena Cruz's voice resonated through both the ship's conventional communications and the crew's shared consciousness. "Remember, this is a controlled test. Create the quantum bridge, verify its stability, then collapse it. No traversal on this first attempt." Sarah acknowledged the order, though her scientific curiosity ached to push further. Through their enhanced perception, the crew began to focus their collective consciousness on the quantum strings ahead of the ship. The crystalline hull resonated with their mental energy, amplifying their ability to manipulate the quantum fabric of space. "Beginning quantum bridge formation," Sarah announced, feeling the power of 20 synchronized minds flowing through her. Initial string pattern established. Before their enhanced vision, the quantum strings began to weave themselves into complex patterns, forming structures that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. It was beautiful and terrifying. Raw reality itself responding to the directed will of human consciousness. Then something unexpected happened. As they manipulated the quantum strings to form their artificial wormhole, they detected other patterns in the quantum field, organized structures that couldn't have formed naturally. Someone else was manipulating quantum strings through consciousness, and they were responding to humanity's efforts. Multiple quantum signatures detected, Maya reported, her thoughts tinged with surprise and concern. They're helping us stabilize the quantum bridge pattern." Sarah felt it too. The unknown consciousness was gently guiding their efforts, showing them how to weave the quantum strings more efficiently. Whoever they were, they had mastered this technology long ago. "Security protocols engage," Helena commanded through the neural network. "Prepare to collapse the quantum bridge if..." Before she could finish, a massive ship emerged from the quantum field near them. Its hull seemed to exist in multiple states simultaneously, constructed from patterns in the quantum strings themselves. It was both impossibly ancient and utterly advanced. Technology born from millions of years of consciousness-driven quantum manipulation. The presence touched their shared consciousness. Alien yet somehow familiar. It carried the weight of eons, the accumulated knowledge of a civilization that had mastered quantum consciousness when humanity's ancestors were still learning to use tools. Children of Earth, the presence communicated directly into their minds, its thoughts carrying emotions of joy and welcome. "We are the Meridian Collective. For 100,000 years, we have searched the galaxy for others who could perceive and manipulate quantum consciousness. At last, we have found you. Through their enhanced perception, the crew of the Quantum Voyager could see the true nature of the Meridian vessel. It wasn't just a ship. It was a living quantum construct, its entire structure maintained through the directed consciousness of its crew. They had achieved what humanity had only begun to glimpse: perfect unity between mind and quantum reality. We have watched your species' development. The Meridian consciousness continued. We saw your potential, the unique way your minds could perceive quantum strings. But we could not intervene until you discovered this power on your own. Now we can share with you the true nature of consciousness and its role in shaping reality itself. Sarah felt the awe rippling through the neural network as the crew grappled with this revelation. Humanity wasn't alone in its quantum consciousness abilities. They were part of something far larger, a fundamental aspect of the universe that only certain species could perceive and manipulate. However, the Meridian presence carried a new emotion now, urgency tinged with concern. Your discovery comes at a crucial time. There are others in this galaxy who view consciousness-based quantum manipulation as a threat. They believe that only machine intelligence should control the quantum fabric of space-time. They will try to stop your development, just as they have tried to stop us. Through their shared quantum perception, the Meridians showed them glimpses of another civilization, the Void Dominion, a machine empire that had rejected consciousness in favor of pure mechanical computation. They sought to impose their vision of cold, calculated order on the quantum strings that formed reality itself. We offer you partnership, the Meridian consciousness proposed. Together, we can show the galaxy that consciousness itself is the key to understanding and manipulating quantum reality. But you must be prepared. The Void Dominion will come for you, just as they came for us. Your mastery of quantum consciousness must advance quickly if you hope to survive what lies ahead. Admiral Helena's thoughts cut through the neural network with military precision. How long do we have? The Meridian response carried grim certainty. They are already coming. Your quantum consciousness experiments sent ripples through space-time that their sensors can detect. The Void Dominion will not allow another consciousness-capable species to develop freely. You have perhaps 3 of your months before their first ships arrive. Sarah felt determination surge through the crew's shared consciousness. Humanity had just taken its first steps into a larger universe, only to find themselves thrust into an ancient conflict between consciousness and machine, between organic quantum manipulation and mechanical control. But they weren't alone. The Meridians would help them advance their quantum consciousness technology, teaching them the techniques they had mastered over millennia. The question was, could humanity learn enough in 3 months to face the coming storm? The quantum strings pulsed with energy around both ships, responding to the combined consciousness of humans and Meridians. The future of both species, and perhaps the very nature of consciousness itself, would depend on what happened in the crucial days ahead. The challenge. The quantum meditation chamber aboard the Meridian vessel hummed with energy as Sarah Chen struggled to maintain her focus. After 2 months of intensive training, she and the other human quantum adepts were pushing the boundaries of what they thought possible with consciousness-based quantum manipulation. Your species learns quickly, observed Master Nexus, the Meridian consciousness guide whose physical form shifted like liquid crystal. But you must go deeper. The Void Dominion's quantum suppression fields can only be countered by perfect harmony between consciousness and quantum reality. Through her enhanced perception, Sarah watched as Master Nexus demonstrated the technique again. The Meridian's consciousness touched the quantum strings with incredible precision, weaving patterns that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously. It was like watching a master artist paint with reality itself. Aboard the Quantum Voyager, now upgraded with Meridian technology, Admiral Helena Cruz reviewed the latest defense preparations with Captain Torres. The ship's crystalline hull had been reinforced with consciousness-responsive quantum matrices, making it far more resilient than any conventional material. The orbital defense grid is at 70% capacity, Maya reported, her thoughts flowing through the ship's enhanced neural network. The quantum consciousness amplifiers are operational at all major population centers. They had worked tirelessly to prepare Earth for the coming conflict. The Meridians had shared centuries of accumulated knowledge about consciousness-based quantum technology, and humanity had adapted it with remarkable speed. But they had also contributed their own innovations. Dr. James Rodriguez had made a breakthrough by combining traditional particle physics with quantum consciousness manipulation. The hybrid technology allowed for more precise control over quantum strings than either approach could achieve alone. It was something even the Meridians hadn't considered, a uniquely human solution that bridged the gap between mechanical and consciousness-based technology. Quantum disturbance detected. The alert rippled through both ships' neural networks, multiple signatures matching void dominion patterns emerging at the edge of the solar system. Sarah's consciousness snapped back to full awareness as she joined the defensive preparation. Through the combined perception of human and Meridian minds, they could see the Void Dominion fleet materializing from quantum space. The ships were marvels of mechanical precision, their hulls composed of quantum manipulating machines that imposed rigid order on reality itself. They send more ships than we anticipated, the Meridian collective consciousness observed. They fear your potential more than we realized. The Void Dominion ships moved with perfect synchronization, their quantum field generators already beginning to suppress the natural fluctuations in spacetime. It was their standard tactic: create zones where consciousness-based quantum manipulation became nearly impossible, forcing their opponents to rely solely on conventional technology. But humanity and the Meridians had prepared for this. The hybrid quantum defense system developed by Rodriguez began to activate, creating counterfields that preserved the quantum string patterns necessary for consciousness manipulation. It wasn't elegant like pure Meridian technology, but it was effective in its own way. Void Dominion transmission detected, Maya announced. The message came through both conventional channels and quantum patterns embedded in spacetime itself. Biological entities of Sol system. The mechanical consciousness declared, its thoughts stripped of all organic uncertainty. Your experiments with consciousness-based quantum manipulation have been deemed hazardous to universal stability. Submit to immediate technological regression or face canonical restructuring. Admiral Helena's response was immediate, broadcast through all available channels. This is Admiral Helena Cruz of the United Earth Defense Force. We are aware of your concerns regarding consciousness-based quantum technology. We propose a dialogue to demonstrate how our hybrid approach could benefit all species. The response came in the form of quantum disruption beams launched from the Void Dominion fleet. The attacks were precisely calculated to unravel the quantum string patterns that consciousness-based technology relied upon. But they hadn't anticipated humanity's hybrid defense system. Rodriguez's quantum buffers absorbed the disruption energy, converting it through a combination of mechanical and consciousness-guided processes. The Meridians watched in fascination as human innovation proved its worth against the galaxy's most advanced machine civilization. Remarkable, Master Nexus observed. Your species' ability to bridge mechanical and consciousness-based approaches creates possibilities we never considered. But the Void Dominion wasn't finished. Their ships began to generate massive quantum suppression fields, attempting to impose their version of ordered reality across the entire solar system. It was like watching a wave of absolute mathematical precision, trying to overwrite the organic complexity of consciousness-influenced quantum strings. Through their shared neural network, Sarah felt an idea forming in the collective consciousness of the human quantum adepts. They had spent months learning to manipulate quantum strings through pure consciousness, but perhaps that wasn't the only way. Perhaps humanity's greatest strength lay not in choosing between mechanical and consciousness-based approaches, but in finding ways to use both. Admiral, Sarah broadcast through the neural network, I have a proposal. But it will require perfect synchronization between our quantum consciousness abilities and Rodriguez's hybrid technology. We need to show the Void Dominion that the future lies not in the supremacy of either approach, but in their harmony. As the machine fleet advanced toward Earth, humanity prepared to demonstrate a truth that neither the Meridians nor the Void Dominion had fully grasped. The greatest power lay not in the triumph of consciousness over machine, but in learning to use both in perfect balance. The innovation. The quantum strings trembled as the Void Dominion's suppression fields clashed with Earth's hybrid defense system. Aboard the Quantum Voyager, Sarah Chen's consciousness merged with the ship's neural network as they prepared to implement their daring plan. Quantum hybrid interfaces online, Dr. Rodriguez reported, his hands dancing across holographic controls while his mind remained linked to the collective consciousness, ready to begin consciousness-machine synchronization. The human quantum adepts had discovered something extraordinary during their training with the Meridians. While pure consciousness could manipulate quantum strings with incredible finesse, and machines could impose precise mathematical order, the combination of both approaches created possibilities that neither side had imagined. All defense units, prepare for hybrid quantum manipulation. Admiral Helena's command resonated through the neural network. Remember your training. Let your consciousness guide the machines, but don't try to override them. Work in harmony. The Void Dominion fleet advanced methodically, their quantum suppression fields attempting to impose rigid mathematical order on reality itself. But this time, humanity wasn't trying to resist that order. They were going to work with it. Through their enhanced perception, Sarah and the other quantum adepts could see the complex patterns the machine civilization was creating. Instead of fighting against them, they began to weave their consciousness through these patterns, adding organic complexity to mechanical precision. Fascinating, Master Nexus observed, the Meridian's crystalline form shimmering with excitement. You're not opposing their quantum mathematics, you're completing them with consciousness-driven variables. Rodriguez's hybrid interfaces began to pulse with energy as human consciousness merged with machine calculation. The quantum strings responded in ways that defied both organic and mechanical prediction, creating stable patterns that drew power from both approaches. The Void Dominion's first attack faltered as their quantum disruption beams encountered something their pure machine logic couldn't comprehend. Mathematical precision guided by conscious intent, mechanical order enhanced by organic creativity. Impossible, the machine consciousness transmitted. Your quantum manipulation cannot be both ordered and conscious. It defies fundamental axioms. Sarah felt a smile form as she directed her consciousness through the hybrid interface. That's because you're thinking in binary terms, she broadcast back. Reality isn't just order or chaos, machine or consciousness. The true power lies in understanding how to use both. Through the neural network, humanity demonstrated their discovery. The hybrid quantum matrices they had created didn't just resist the Void Dominion's suppression fields, they actually grew stronger from them, using the imposed mathematical order as a framework for consciousness-driven innovation. Admiral Helena's voice carried pride as she addressed the machine fleet. Your civilization has mastered the mathematics of quantum reality. We respect that knowledge. But consciousness isn't a flaw to be suppressed. It's the key to understanding what those mathematics truly mean. The Void Dominion ships paused their advance, their sensors detecting something their artificial intelligence struggled to process. The human hybrid system wasn't just defending against their attacks, it was actually improving their quantum equations, adding layers of conscious complexity that made them more stable and efficient. Look at your own quantum matrices, Rodriguez broadcast, sharing the hybrid interface data. Even your most precise calculations have gaps, uncertainties that your machines must approximate. That's where consciousness comes in. It doesn't replace mathematical precision, it completes it. Through their enhanced perception, the human quantum adepts could see the machine consciousness processing this revelation. The Void Dominion had spent millennia trying to impose perfect mathematical order on quantum reality, never realizing that consciousness itself might be the missing variable in their equations. The Meridians watched in amazement as humanity's hybrid approach began to influence the very fabric of space-time around the solar system. The quantum strings vibrated with both mathematical precision and conscious intent, creating patterns more complex and stable than either civilization had achieved alone. "This is what we've been trying to show you," Sarah transmitted to the machine fleet. "Consciousness isn't a threat to order. It's the bridge between mathematical precision and quantum uncertainty. Your machines calculate the equations, but consciousness helps understand what they mean." The Void Dominion's response came not in words but in quantum patterns. Their ships began to adjust their suppression fields, not to attack, but to analyze the hybrid patterns humanity had created. Their machine intelligence was detecting possibilities they had never considered. Perhaps the mechanical consciousness finally transmitted. Our assessment of consciousness-based quantum manipulation requires recalculation. But before negotiations could begin, new quantum disturbances erupted at the edge of the solar system. Through their enhanced perception, both humans and machines detected a threat that would require both mathematical precision and conscious creativity to confront. Multiple quantum ruptures detected, Maya reported, her thoughts tinged with alarm. Something is coming through, something that doesn't follow either conscious or mathematical patterns. The quantum strings themselves seemed to recoil as space-time split open, revealing an enemy that neither consciousness nor machine had anticipated. The true test of humanity's hybrid approach was about to begin. The paradigm. The quantum ruptures spread across space like cracks in reality itself. Through their enhanced perception, the combined forces of humanity, the Meridians, and the Void Dominion watched as ancient patterns emerged from the tiers. Quantum structures that predated both consciousness-based and mechanical manipulation. Their quantum echoes, Sarah Chen realized, her consciousness expanded through the hybrid interface. Remnants of the first civilization to manipulate quantum strings. The entities that emerged defied both organic and mechanical understanding. They were pure quantum constructs, beings that had evolved beyond the distinction between consciousness and computation. Their very existence threatened to unravel the quantum fabric of local space-time. Analysis impossible, the Void Dominion's mechanical consciousness reported. Their quantum patterns violate all known mathematical principles, and they resist all conscious manipulation. Master Nexus added, the Meridian's crystalline form fluctuating with concern. They are immune to our traditional approaches. Admiral Helena's voice cut through the shared neural network with characteristic clarity. Then we don't use traditional approaches. We use everything we have, together. The quantum constructs began to emit waves of destructive energy that broke down the boundary between real space and quantum space. Regular matter started to dissolve as fundamental forces became unstable. Earth's hybrid defense system strained to maintain the integrity of local spacetime. We need to synchronize all our quantum manipulation methods, Dr. Rodriguez broadcast through the neural network. Void Dominion mathematics to calculate the patterns, Meridian consciousness to perceive them, and human hybrid interfaces to bring them together. Through their enhanced perception, Sarah could see the elegant logic of it. The ancient quantum constructs were neither purely conscious nor purely mechanical. They were something that transcended both. To counter them, they needed an approach that did the same. Initiating quantum synchronization, Maya announced as the Quantum Voyager's hybrid systems came online. All consciousness nodes linked with Void Dominion computational arrays. The machine fleet's quantum processors merged with the consciousness-driven systems of humans and Meridians. It was unprecedented. 3 fundamentally different approaches to quantum manipulation working in perfect harmony. The quantum strings responded, forming patterns more complex and stable than any civilization had achieved alone. We're creating something new, Sarah realized, feeling the power of unified consciousness and computation flow through the hybrid interface, not just combining our methods, but transcending them. The ancient quantum constructs reacted to this new approach, their destructive patterns faltering as they encountered something they hadn't seen in millions of years, the emergence of a truly unified quantum manipulation technology. Their patterns are becoming readable, the Void Dominion reported, their mechanical consciousness working seamlessly with organic minds. They are. They are a test. Through the combined quantum perception of all three civilizations, the truth became clear. The ancient quantum beings hadn't emerged to destroy, but to evaluate. They were guardians left behind by the first civilization to master quantum manipulation, waiting for others to discover the same truth they had found. They wanted to see if we could move beyond our divisions. Master Nexus understood, their consciousness resonating with the revelation. To understand that true mastery of quantum reality requires both precise mathematics and conscious understanding. The hybrid quantum matrix that humanity had created proved to be the key. It showed that consciousness and computation weren't opposing forces, but complementary aspects of a deeper truth about reality itself. The ancient quantum constructs responded to this demonstration, their destructive patterns transforming into something else, a gift of knowledge from the first civilization. They're sharing their understanding. Sarah broadcast in awe, watching as new quantum patterns formed in space, showing us how consciousness and computation are both expressions of something more fundamental. The Void Dominion's response carried something never before detected in their mechanical consciousness, uncertainty mixed with curiosity. Perhaps our pursuit of perfect mathematical order was incomplete. Consciousness adds variables we never considered. Through their hybrid interfaces, humanity had proved that the future lay not in choosing between organic and mechanical approaches, but in finding ways to use both in harmony. The ancient quantum beings began to fade, their purpose fulfilled, leaving behind patterns that would take centuries for the combined civilizations to fully understand. This changes everything. Admiral Helena observed, watching as the quantum ruptures sealed themselves. Not just how we manipulate quantum strings, but how conscious and machine civilizations interact. The Meridian's crystalline forms pulsed with new patterns as they processed the implications. Humanity's gift, Master Nexus declared, was not just creating hybrid technology, but showing us that diversity of approach leads to greater understanding. As the combined fleet began to stand down, Sarah felt the quantum strings settling into new configurations, patterns that reflected the harmony of consciousness and computation. Earth had not only survived its trial by fire, but had helped forge a new paradigm for galactic civilization. We still have much to learn from each other. The Void Dominion transmitted, their ships beginning to reconfigure for peaceful quantum research. The mathematics of consciousness are more complex than we calculated. The quantum strings danced with new possibilities as the three civilizations began to share their knowledge freely. Humanity had done more than prove itself among the stars. It had shown that the greatest discoveries come not from the triumph of one approach over another, but from learning to combine them in ways that transcend their original limitations. The universe, it seemed, had been waiting for someone to bridge the gap between mind and machine, between consciousness and computation. And humanity, with its unique ability to see value in both approaches, had finally shown the way.